All right, let's do this. We're going deep on Black Ops 6 Season 2 today. Got some intel from Sports Illustrated's gaming news. So, release dates, possible content, and all the buzz from the fans.
Yeah, it's wild, all this hype before Season 1's even over. Shows how Treyarch keeps things fresh.
It's like they're messing with our brains, but in a good way, right? Okay, so when's Season 2 actually happening?
January 28th, Tuesday, it's confirmed.
January 28th. Makes sense. Probably like 12 p.m. Eastern time then? Like Season 1?
Yeah, I'd say so. And if Season 1's length is anything to go by, we're looking at a solid 70 days.
70 days. My backlog of games is crying right now. But priorities, right? Gotta hit those virtual battlefields. So let's get to the good stuff. What can we expect in Season 2?
Well, you can bet on a new Battle Pass for sure. It's like a Call of Duty tradition at this point.
Yeah.
And based on Season 1, they're going all out with content. New modes, new maps.
New weapons. But here's an idea. What if they brought back some classic zombie maps? Like from the old Black Ops games. Imagine fighting through transit again. All that fog, those electric traps. Pure nostalgia.
Oh yeah, they know how to hit us with the nostalgia, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But got to keep things moving forward too. New operators could be a big part of that.
True, operators are a huge deal in Black Ops 6. But wouldn't adding even more make the roster kind of crowded? How do you think they'd balance that?
Good question. Maybe smaller batches. Or tie them into events or storylines. But speaking of shaking things up, let's talk meta. The dominant strategies, the playstyles. How do you think new weapons and gear will change that?
Yeah, let's get tactical. Could we see a shift away from that rush-heavy style?
Definitely. Imagine a weapon with huge damage, but a slow fire rate. It would favor, more tactical long-range fights. Suddenly rushing in isn't so smart.
All those tier lists would be flipped upside down. Okay, let's switch gears for a bit. Let's talk crossovers. Remember that Squid Game event? Talk about crazy. What other collaborations could they do?
Well, if we look at other games, there are some possibilities. John Wick, he's been in Fortnite and stuff.
Though I'm not sure about the look. Would it fit with Black Ops? What do you think?
Yeah, good point. They'd have to get creative with the visuals.
Yeah.
But hey, they pulled off Squid Game, so anything's possible.
Speaking of things that need attention, you mentioned concerns about anti-cheat measures. What are people saying?
Yeah, from what I've seen, the community is really worried about cheating in Black Ops 6.
Yeah, nobody wants to deal with exploits and hacks. It ruins the whole experience.
The feeling is that Activision isn't taking it seriously enough.
And that's a valid concern. What's the point of all this new content if the game's not fair? We're all hoping Team Ricochet, the anti-cheat team, will step up in Season 2.
It's crucial. Absolutely. All this new stuff, all the hype, it could all fall apart if players don't feel like it's a fair fight. This isn't just a Black Ops 6 problem either. It's a problem for online gaming as a whole.
It really makes you think about the state of online gaming, right? We've got amazing technology, these huge virtual worlds, but it all falls apart if people don't play fair.
Exactly. And that's a conversation we need to have. We've talked about a lot, release dates, new stuff coming, and of course the whole anti-cheat issue. But it all kind of leads to a bigger question, right? What does all this mean for the future of the game?
Yeah, it's not just about fixing some bugs. It's about keeping the game healthy, long-term, keeping people engaged.
Like, if you build a house on a bad foundation, no matter how fancy it is, it'll fall apart.
Right. And it's not just Black Ops 6 either. This is happening all over online gaming. Cheating's gotten so bad it ruins the fun for everyone. It makes you wonder, are developers more focused on flashy new stuff than on making sure the game is actually fair?
It's a tough balance. You got to keep things fresh, add new content to keep people coming back. But if it's not fun to play because of cheating, what's the point?
Yeah, it feels like we're at a turning point. If developers ignore this, they'll lose players. And you can see the frustration online, in the comments, everywhere.
Definitely. Players are passionate about these games. They spend time and money. They deserve to be heard.
So where does this leave Black Ops 6 Season 2?
I think Treyarch has a chance here. They could set a new standard, not just for Call of Duty, but for everyone.
A standard for putting players first.
Yeah, showing that they're serious about fighting cheating, about making the game fair for everyone.
And that builds trust. And trust is everything. It's the foundation. But let's get practical for a second. If Treyarch does improve anti-cheat, what would that mean for the community?
It would be huge. It would show players that they're being listened to, that their concerns matter. It would create a sense of, shared responsibility for the game.
And that leads to a better community overall. Everyone wins. But we can't forget about the fun stuff, right? All that new content coming in Season 2.
Of course. New maps, weapons, operators, it's what keeps things exciting.
But like you said before, you need both sides. Without a good anti-cheat system, all that new stuff doesn't matter as much.
Exactly. It's all about balance, and that's something a lot of online games struggle with.
Okay, so we agree, anti-cheat is super important. But what about the other side? The cool new stuff in Season 2.
Well, we can expect the usual. New battle pass, new modes, new maps, new weapons, all that.
And I'm still hoping for those remade zombie maps, especially Transit.
Fingers crossed. But
Oh.
there could be something totally unexpected, too. Something that really shakes things up.
Ooh, like what? You got to give us a hint.
Well, it could be something completely different, though. Something
Yeah.
that blows our minds. Something that changes what a Call of Duty game can be.
Now that's what I'm talking about. The anticipation is killing me. It's like waiting for Christmas morning.
That's what keeps us coming back, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But speaking of coming back, we've covered a lot in this part. The importance of anti-cheat, the potential for new content, the balance between the two.
We even got into some deeper questions about online gaming in general.
But there's one more thing we haven't talked about yet.
Oh yeah, the community itself.
Mm-hmm.
The players. We've talked about the developers' responsibility to the players. But what about the players' responsibility to each other?
That's a great point. It's easy to focus on what the developers should do, but the community has a huge impact too.
Exactly.
We got to talk about, like, the heart of any online game.
Community, for sure. It's the players who make it all real. In the Black Ops 6, man, it's a huge community. Passionate and sometimes a little vocal.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. But that passion, it can be good and bad, right? On one hand, there's amazing creativity, the friendships you make, those moments where you connect with other players. It's awesome.
Absolutely. You hear stories of, like, people becoming best friends online. The memes, the laughs, even people coming together for good causes. That's the community at its best.
But then there's the other side, the negativity, the harassment, the just plain bad behavior. It's a reflection of the real world, I guess.
Yeah, it is. And it makes you think, what can we do to make it better? How can we make it more positive? A place where everyone feels welcome, no matter how they play.
That's the big question. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, get frustrated, but we got to remember there's another person on the other side.
Exactly. And they deserve respect, just like anyone else. So be kind, be respectful, don't be a jerk. It's that simple.
Sounds simple, but it's hard sometimes when you're in a tough match. And that's when it gets really good. We've seen what happens when communities come together, when they support each other, celebrate their differences.
It's amazing. Those community tournaments, the fan-made stuff,
Yeah.
even acts of kindness within the Black Ops community. It shows what we can do together.
It reminds us that we, the players, have a responsibility. We can shape the community, make it a positive force.
So as we get ready for Season 2, let's try to be better. Not just better players, but better teammates, better people.
Let's make it a place where everyone feels welcome and respected. Maybe we can even inspire other communities to do the same.
Now that would be something. A big goal, but worth it.
Well said. As we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with one last thought.
Season 2's success, the future of Black Ops 6. It's not all on the developers. It's on all of us.
We can make this community something special, something positive. Let's do it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Black Ops 6 Season 2. Hope you found it useful, interesting, maybe even a little inspiring.
Until next time, stay frosty and game on.